Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here today. If you are here, it is not by mistake. Welcome to Slay Session Saturday. Welcome to my channel, and I hope that you will hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. I upload videos every Saturday as part of Slay Session Saturday. And to all my return Slay babies, welcome back home. So today's look is for the beginners. It is for beginning eyeshadow techniques. I've had a lot of my viewers, a lot of people hit me up and say that they wanted me to do a video on how to apply eyeshadow, what was the basics with blending, what kind of brushes you needed to use. So I am here to answer the call. So today I did this look with all drugstore makeup, something easy and affordable, and I hope that you like this look. So it is kind of intensive. It's pretty long. It could be. I'm not sure. I haven't edited yet. But if it is long, it is because I am showing you a technique and that takes time. But I'm only doing eyes, so that is it. But please let me know in the comment section if there's something else that you would like for me to do. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to try to teach a few eye looks. Like next week, it might be another sort of eyeshadow look. So just let me know what it is that you want to see, because I'm here for you. And if you want to see how I achieved this drugstore makeup easy look, then keep watching. Okay, so I already primed my lids, and we're going to get started. I also used NYX new foundation. This is the Total Control, and it is in golden, and then it was a little bit light, so I had to use their mixer that was in warmth to make this kind of blend together. But this is my first day trying it, so I'll have to do another video where I let you know how I like it. So the important thing that you want to start with is definitely a good primer. I use Tarte primer. It is a stick, which I don't have with me, but you can use any concealer as long as you set the concealer with a shadow of some sort. You'll be okay. So I'm going to be using, to cover my primer, to make it not crease, I am going to be using this NYX, and it is in the color Lap Dance, and it's just a basic flesh color. And I'm going to go in with a brush I like to use for just blending in my crease area, and it is the Morphe, it's kind of coming off. I think it's the Morphe R27. This is what it looks like. So you just want something nice and fluffy, and you just want to put this all over your lid. It really is no rhyme or reason. You just kind of are covering up all of the concealer and just making sure that you have a smooth canvas to start with. Now, one trick that is really easy to do and make your makeup look very flawless is to just use simple Scotch tape. And it will help you to kind of have that V look, or that what am I trying to say, that angled line. And it makes your shadow application a lot easier, and it makes your shadow look a lot neater. So when you put that on, you're just simply going from like underneath your lower lash line to your brow. Now sometimes for some people, if you are allergic to the tape, you want to put it on the back of your hand a couple of times to get the real stickiness off, and then that helps a lot with, you know, the irritation. So you would just take the tape and just do that a little bit before you put it on your eyes, because sometimes my eyes will start watering from the tape and I have to just remove it. I did not put any concealer on yet, because since we're using tape, all we're going to do is just take off the concealer. So I will put on the concealer after all of this. Now for my transition color, I'm going to be using, and you see this was one of my favorite, but this is the NYX, and it's called Dance the Tides. It's like a nice, I guess like a warm brown. I would say it would be close to Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, and some say that it's close to MAC's, I think it's called Stripped Down. So you just want a nice transition color. So I'm going in with that same R57 brush by Morphe, and I'm just getting a little bit here and just tapping a little bit. Now, my crease area is going to consist of everything that is above, kind of like if you feel your eye socket and you just go above that. So that is where I am going to place my shadow. And I'm just going to sweep kind of like what they call windshield wiper motions. And I'm going from the inner corner all the way over to where the tape is. And I'm just going back and forth like this. Now you don't want to go all the way up to your brow bone because you want your brow bone to have the little highlight that we'll put in later. But you want to go up, you know, high enough. Some people, depending on the look that you're going for, some people will go all the way up in the front, all the way up to where the brow meets. And sometimes I do that, so today I will, but then I'll stop before I get over here where the lighter area is. So I just kind of go up from the eye and do the windshield wiper. And basically all you're doing, you don't need to keep adding product. All you're doing is just going back and forth in that windshield wiper motion, and you are just blending that whole area. And it's okay if it slips down below your crease. But you definitely want your transition color to be above your crease area. Now I look at my eyes and I see if, you know, I want to darken my transition a little bit. So I'm going to do like a second helping of this. You just simply go back into your transition color. It's easier to build than to try to take away some mistakes. So we're just going to go back into the transition color and we're just going to apply a little bit more. Now some people will go in with a little darker shade, and you can deepen your transition color with the darker shade. You can do that as your second helping rather than go back into the color. And if you can look, I don't know if you can see, but you can tell on this eye that this one is a little bit more deepened than this eye. So this is what I'm going for. And don't be afraid when you're over here to just go ahead and brush it on top of that tape, because you have the tape there that's going to make that sharp line. So you want to make sure that the shadow goes up to the tape at least. So I just go over the tape just to make sure that I am reaching to the sides of my eye. Now I'm going in and doing this side. And I'm kind of doing circular motions just to make sure that I buffed everything in. And I just go back and forth. I mean, there's no rule with putting on makeup. You are the artist. You are in charge of your craft and what you're going for. So just do what you want to do. I'm going to move on to my outer V area. And I'm going to use Wet n Wild. This is Wet n Wild, and it is an eyeshadow trio, and it is in the color Plaid to the Bone. So it's really some pretty colors in here. Let's see if I can get it open. All right. So what I like about the Wet n Wild is they have a crease color, then they tell you what color to put on your lid, and then they have the brow bone. So now I'm going to switch to a brush that will kind of define my crease area a little bit more first. So I am going to be switching to this brush right here, which is the Morphe R41 brush. And this R41, it is a little bit like a pencil brush maybe. It's really tapered at the ends, and this will help me to get into that crease area and to, I keep saying crease area, but I'm more like the outer V area. That's where I want this to be. And I'm going to go in with this black color right here. I'm going in right where my eyeball and my, like the socket of my eyeball. I'm going right there, and I'm going to draw like a little C. or V. They call it the outer V. So I guess we could go with the V. And it's not really a black color. It's more like a navy blue color. And I'm going to drag it down a little bit on my lash line. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, now you want to switch to a brush that is going to blend all of that in. So Colourpop came out with some new brushes, and I'm liking them. This one is their shader brush. It is kind of like flat. If you look at it from the side, it's kind of like a fluffy, but it's flat on both sides. So it's really good because it gets right in that crease area and that outer V area, and it helps you to be able to blend. So I'm not going to add any other product right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and I am just going to kind of blend that blue that I just put in. And I want it to kind of reach over here to the side, so I am going to be dragging my brush kind of back like this. You want to blend what you have on your eyes first before you go in and get more color, because otherwise you'll just have a muddy mess. And I'm staying right in this crease area, like right there. If I were to open my eye, this brush should be sitting right in there. That's where I want to go. And blending is not going to be a rush job. You have got to take your time and blend. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shader brush, and I'm going to go back into that blue color. I'm just going to tap in there. I don't need to do too much, and I'm going to tap off the excess. Now I'm ready to intensify my crease a little bit, or my outer V. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit more product. And you just keep dipping back in till you get the intensity that you like. Now, one good thing, you can go back in and add more to your outer V. It's easier to do your outer V than it is your transition color. So once I do my lid color, if I feel like I want to intensify my outer V some more, I really can. Okay, now once you feel like you've gotten it to the intensity that you want, then you're going to go back in. Now I just use just a fluffy brush, and this is the Morphe M441 brush, and I don't have any product on it at all, and all I'm going to do is just go right where the outer V and the transition color meet, just to kind of buff away any of the harsh edges. I'm not trying to do any serious blending. I'm just going to that line, kind of like to make that line meet together. Once that's done, now we're ready to do the lid. So for the lid, you could do two things. If you are in a goldish mood, you could use the brow bone highlight for your lid, but I'm going to go in right here with what they're actually telling me to put on my eyelid. But before I do that, to make your eyelids, when you're using color, to make it pop a little bit more, it's good to use some sort of a cream liner to kind of base it, or put some sort of base underneath it. So I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo pencil in black, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to put that just on my lid towards my lash line, and just all of my lid. Not going to the outer V area. You don't have to put a lot on. A little goes a long way. Now once you've done that, I'm just going to use a flat shader brush. Again, this is a shader brush, a flat brush by Colourpop. So I'm just going to kind of move that black around a little bit, tap it, not really wiping, just tapping to blend it in. I got this in my Ipsy bag and I want to try it. It is the NYX color Jaded, and it is their kind of like their metallic-y shadows, or their prismatic shadows that they have. And I'm just going to tap it on. But these are the kind of brushes that you want to use when you're doing lid work. You want to use a brush that has the flat, and it's synthetic, and it's good with picking up all kinds of shadows, no matter what the consistency is. And I'm just putting that on the lid, and I am stopping where I have my outer V, and I'm stopping where my transition starts. Okay, I might come back to that. It's pretty nice. Now I'm going to go into this lid color in the Wet n Wild. It looks like it gives it a little bit more dimension. Now, 2 points I'm going to make right here. Some people like using their finger, and your finger is definitely your friend. Some shadows just go on better with your finger. And so if you did want to use your finger to put it on, you would just dab it on just like this. To intensify your shadow, you can spray it with some Fix Plus. This is the MAC Fix Plus, and you just spray it on your brush, like maybe 3 or 4 pumps. Get your brush nice and saturated, and then you'll just go back into the lid color, and it usually will intensify that color a little bit more. So now that you have your lid color on, you want to go back with that outer V color, and now you can intensify that. Now, of course, you want to go back and you want to blend everything. So that is important. I'm going to go back with the shader brush from Colourpop, the one that I used before. I'm going to go back with that, the shader brush, and I am going to just kind of blend everything together. I'm just going to go up here and kind of buff out the blue, or the lid color a little bit, just to kind of soften that up a little bit. Okay, last thing we have to do is our brow bone. I do have here, it is Physicians Formula, and it is, let me see, it's called their Shimmer Palette, but it has all of these colors in it. I accidentally put my nail in this one, but it has all these colors in it, and you can go with something a little bit lighter. I'm liking this second shade right here, so I'm going to go with this, I do believe. Highlight, it's important, but don't get carried away with it. So like when it's looking light like this, what I do is I just go back in with that first brush that I use for my transition color, and I just kind of buff it a little bit. And you don't want to put your brow bone highlight all the way in here. You just stick to where your arch is, and you go to where your brow ends. Now I need to clean up because I have some fallout, but we're going to take off the tape, and if you can see, you already have like a sharp point. If you don't like the sharp point, you definitely can diffuse the sharp point by just going in with that same fluffy brush that doesn't have anything on it, and you can just kind of buff it just a little bit to make it less defined. So I'm going to get cleaned up, and I will come back with the last steps that we need to follow to finish our under eye. Okay, I applied my lashes and my lipstick, which are NYX Lingerie, which is called Cabaret Show, I believe, but I'll have that in the description box. And then my lashes are Ruby Kisses, and they are the All Naturale. Now, we're just going to do our under eye area, and we'll be done. A flat, small brush, And I'm going to get into that tide, dance the tide. And I don't have my little mirror with me, so hopefully this will come out right. And I'm just going to go under the lash line like this. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of Fix Plus. This just sets everything. You want to use a good setting spray. It doesn't have to be this. You can use Nyx. They have nice ones as well. And some other makers, Wet n Wild. And I just feels so good. And you just let that set and marinate. Don't wipe it. Don't do anything. Just let it set. And then you are done. Okay guys, well that is it for this simple eye look. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you, and I hope that you can apply this at home. Like I said, I will put below in the description box the Morphe palette that I suggest or recommend that you should get, as well as a 10% discount for you. I do not make money off of it. It is not even my discount code. I think it's like Manny MUA's discount code. So I'm just trying to save you money. But I thank you for spending this time with me, and be sure to come back next week as part of Slay Session Saturday. I am intending to do some more makeup looks, but just let me know what you want to see, guys. I'm here for you. So have a great week. I love you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.